third thing that we look at to know God's purpose for our life is work ethic. No, this is not exactly what you think it means, okay? Work ethic is not being disciplined towards work. But if I was to define that term for you, it's a term that I've coined. I define work ethic for you as an unusual interest in the work involved to drive the will of God to completion. I want to make that clear. The work ethic that I'm speaking about is an unusual interest in the work involved in order for you to drive the will of God through to completion. Now, if you want to know your purpose, you have to know your work ethic. You have to know what your work ethic is. And many people who struggle to know their purpose, they are glossing over this important aspect of their life. Now, let me tell you something. All work is not the same. There are some things that we all hate doing. If you were to ask me to fix a car, or if you ask me to go, plumbing or anything along that line, I would hate that kind of work. But if you ask me to, research some work or to preach a message or to, something along that line or research on the Word of God, I'd love that kind of work. You have to know the work that you're interested in doing, and not just interested in doing, but work that when you're doing it, you can become so engrossed in it that it's like you could just keep doing that for hours. No, every single person has what you call a work ethic. And to know the purpose of God is not something that you just think about. The purpose of God is something that you're doing. And so it is that if you want to discern what is the purpose of God, look at the work you love doing. Look at the work that when you get involved in that type of work, you could just keep doing it day in, day out. You could really just it's easy. You could eat, breathe, and sleep this kind of work. When you know your work ethic, you'll be very close to discerning God's will on your life. Now, in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 13, there's a very interesting verse. It says, "It is a gift from the Lord to enjoy the work of our hands." That's a very interesting verse that I think many people gloss over. It says, "It is a gift from the Lord to enjoy the work of our hands." And not many people enjoy the work they love doing. A very high percentage, actually over 87% of the workforce, they hate the work that they're involved in. But there are many people who don't take that step of faith to actually realize that if I'm going to move in the purpose of God, I need to find that work that nobody has to tell me to get up and get doing. And that's the thing about the purpose of God. The purpose of God is, it is work for you to do, but it's work that you enjoy doing. It is work that you will want to give yourself to doing. It's work that you really want to get involved in. And I love what Ecclesiastes 3 verse 13 says, that every believer has this option to enjoy the work of their hands. It says it is a gift from the Lord, and that's one of the gifts that the Lord gives us. It is a gift from the Lord that we enjoy the work of our hands. And so it is that when you're moving in the purpose of God, nobody has to tell you to do it, because it is exactly what you are wired to do. So you have to pay attention to your work ethic. Always do that. Pay attention to when you're working on some things and you hate doing some things, you put a check there. But when you're working on some other things and you love getting involved in that material, take a note of that. That's not far off from what you'll be doing with your life. Where God has called you, He has wired you for it. You will enjoy the work involved in getting it done. And so I'd encourage that person to pay attention to their work ethic. Pay attention to the work you love doing. And the purpose of God is something that we have to work at, but it is work that's good, it's work that we'll enjoy, and it's work that we'll give ourselves to.